Hey homies! So I literally just got done from a run, as you can probably tell, a little sweaty here. But I wanted to go ahead and film right away a practice that you can do once you're done from a run. And even if you aren't a runner or haven't just gotten finished running, maybe you just want a nice practice for stretching out your hips and hamstrings. And this practice will be that. So let's get on all fours. And take your right leg out to the side, and I'm trying to line up my foot about as far forward as my knee. My hands, I'm going to start with them under my shoulders, but then I'm going to take a step forward. Yeah? So we're going to inhale, come forward, and you can bring the hips as low as feels nice. You can look up as much as feels nice, and then take those hips back towards the heel. So this will feel really nice on that inner right thigh. So inhale, shift forward. Again, bring the hips as far as forward as you like, look up as much as you like, and then exhale, slide those hips back. So we're just going to go a few times with the breath here before we take a long hold in the back. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale brings you forward, and exhale slides you back. And this time, let's go ahead and stay down here. So I'm just focusing my breath on all the areas that feel a little tight or sore right now. And go ahead, look forward, shift your hips up, and then walk your hands back. So I'm going to come to stand on my left knee. I'm going to externally rotate this right hip. I'm going to soften the knee and bring the foot down. So again, feeling this kind of in the inner thighs. My forearm's going to catch me. I'm going to start to reach my left arm over. And I can really let this be a gradual descent into this position. Notice how my knee is over my ankle here. It could be further back, but if you find that your knee is pushing way over the heel, then go ahead and slide that foot further away from you. If this gets to be uncomfortable on the shoulder, you could always just rest your hand at your hip. And then let's back out a bit. So press through that left heel, bring the hips back over to the left, and then slide back in over to the right. Let's back out again, pressing through that right heel, and then settling the weight back in. One more time. You could even bring the whole torso up if you want, and then take it back. All right, and then press through that heel. We're going to straighten the leg. This time, keep it straight when you go back over. So some of you might be able to reach for the shin bone. For others, you're going to want to stay above the knee and just rest the hand on the thigh. Just looking to avoid the kneecap. You don't want to press your weight on the kneecap. That won't feel so nice. Probably find that out sooner than later. And then maybe you can focus your breath on this whole lateral side of the body. And then use an inhale breath to come up. I'm going to flex the foot, and I'm going to bring the toes back to face forward. Hands will come down underneath the shoulders, and I'm going to lift my right foot up. So you could go about, I don't know, leg parallel to the ground. If that's not where you are today, it's fine to just hover it. That's cool. If you find that you're shifting all your weight over to the left hand, add some weight to this right hand. And then bring that leg to the back, and then out to the side. Bring it to the back, and out to the side. Bring it back, and bring your forearms down. You can point your toe or flex it. Just going to make circles with the leg in the sky. Try not to sink into your shoulders here. Press the ground away. Keep your neck long. And your breath steady, of course. And then circle that leg, going the opposite direction. And then bring that knee underneath, and then slide back, child's pose. All right, and then we'll start our way on the second side. So I'm just going to change my front. You don't have to, you can stay as you are, but I'm just going to change this way. A, because it gives me more room, and then B, you can just kind of see the same sequence just from another perspective. So this time it'll be my left leg going out to the side. And again, I have it about as far forward as my right knee. Instead of my hands being right under the shoulders, I'm going to step them forward a bit. Inhale brings me forward, and then exhale, I slide back. And I just do this a couple times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more time. Inhale, forward. And then exhale. Bring it back, and let's pause here. And then again, use the power of your breath and the power of your mind. Direct your breath to where the places in the body feel tight, feel like they need to open up, that they need more space. And then we'll shift forward. So bring yourself up, walk your hands back, and come to stand on that right knee. So rotate the left hip, and then catch yourself with your left forearm. Start to sink into that left side. And then you can reach with the right arm. You can keep the hand at your hip. Try to draw your belly button back and lift the pelvic floor up. So I'm integrated here. I'm not just kind of flailing over to the side without any integrity. I am hugging in towards center, even though my energy is moving out. Let's press into that left heel. Let's back out a little bit and then go back in. Do that a couple more times. Back out. Go back in. And if you wanted to take the whole body up, you could. And go back in. Let's hold one more time. Long hold. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, this time we'll press out. We'll keep the leg straight. We'll go back in. So hand either high above the knee or to the shin. Just avoid that kneecap as you reach towards the left. Again, integrate from your center. So draw your belly button back. Breathe into this whole right side of the body. All right, and then make your way up on an inhale. Flex that left foot. Aim the toes forward. So I'm moving that femur bone forward. Hands are going to come down. I'm going to press down strong with both arms, and then I'm going to lift that leg. So it might go parallel to the ground. It might just hover. It might be somewhere in between. Add weight, remember, to your left hand. It's going to be tempting to just shoot all your weight over to that right arm. And then bring the leg to the back. Oh, I'm going to leave myself in a room. And then out to the side. Bring it around to the back. And to the side. Out to the back. To the side. One more time out to the back. And then lower onto your forearms. I'm going to turn back to the front, just so you can see. So I'm back to the front, and all I'm doing here is those circles with the lifted leg. Remember, again, I'm not sinking into the upper body here. I'm pushing the ground away with my forearms, my elbows, keeping the neck long. And then start to circle the foot, go in the other direction. If it feels like your belly button's dropping to the earth, pull the navel up. And then bring that knee in, and we'll rest child's pose. And start to look up. We'll shift forward onto our knees here. Both hands to your bottom, so we're not reaching for ankles, just both hands to the bottom. Squeeze your elbows behind you and just push the hips forward as you lean the heart back. This is going to feel good right across the front of the hips, especially if you did just get finished with a run. And then initiate from your belly button to bring yourself up. Bring your knees and ankles together and sit back on those heels. This is another one that's going to feel good if you really did get just finished with a run. And then make your way back up. Separate the knees and the feet about hip distance again. Right hand to your sacrum, to the bone at the base of the spine. And then turn your left shoulder over to the right without spinning the left hip. Keep the hip pulling back. Just pull the left shoulder and then push your right hand into your hip so that the pelvis moves forward, but your upper body is kind of rotating around and reaching to the back. And if you feel like you do have more room, you could always reach for the heel on that right side, or you could even try to cross and reach for the heel on the left. And then bring it back to center, and we'll take that on the second side. So it's just the shoulders moving over to the right, left hand back. Push the hips forward and reach that right arm back. Again, try not to move the right hip. Keep the right hip pulling back. And if you move the left hand, it'll go to the left heel maybe, or to the right. And then bring yourself up, hands meet at the heart. Bring those legs together, and we can do untucked toes, sitting on the heels here for round 2. All right, next thing, we're going to move forward onto hands and knees. Right leg will come around, but I'm going to scoot it in towards center. And then this hand can move back out. So walk the toes forward till your knee is almost straight. Yeah, so I still got a little bit of bend. I'm going to pull the toes up, and when I do that, I'm going to drive that heel down and see if that straightens the leg all the way. So get long through your spine here. So think heart and tailbone go opposite directions. For those of you that have more room once you're here, the spine stays long, your belly can drop towards the thigh. So I'm not looking to drop the head down and around the back. I'm trying to keep the spine long and lifted, and then maybe the belly button lowers down. So here I'm really breathing into the back side of my front leg. This is also a nice stretch for the calf muscle. Now, if you folded forward, go ahead and come up. So from here, I'm going to twist. My left hand's going to stay down. I'm going to take the right arm up. I can look to the side, or I can even look towards my right hand. For those of you that want a little bit more challenge, when you twist, instead of having the left hand on the ground, go ahead, grab your right foot. And I'm making this a connection where I'm pulling with my hand and I'm pushing with my foot. So that's a strong connection. And that makes it a little bit more, gives it a little bit more traction for which I can balance. I'm pulling the belly button back and in, hand can go up, and I can still do that same thing with the head, look to the side or to the back. And go ahead, start to gently unwind, bring the toes down and slide that heel in. So the foot moves to the outside, bring it around, and then we've got our second side. So I'm going to take my left leg around, working in towards center, hand goes to the outside. And then heel toe it forward till the knee is almost straight, and then pull the toes towards you and try to drive that heel down and see if that leg goes straight. If not, don't worry about it. Don't lose any sleep over it. Hands are down, heart's going to pull forward, my spine's going to be long. And I might just stay right there. This can still bring a lot of sensation into the back of that leg. For those of you that aren't feeling much sensation, keep the spine long and then start to soften over. And as you go further down, you'll probably feel more there. Right. And then if you lowered the belly towards the thigh, go ahead and make your way up. And we've got our twist. Right hand's going to stay down this time, and the left arm's going to open up. Look to the side or to that lifted hand. And if you took the other variation on the first side, you can take it here. It'll be the right hand coming across for the left foot. And again, make that a strong connection, and then start to play with balancing, bring that left arm back. The eyes looking down, that'll be more stable, so if you just stay there, that's fine. Or start to turn the gaze for a little more challenge, looking side or to the sky. All right, and then you can come out of that and soften the toes to the ground, knee will bend, and then heel can come back underneath, foot comes around the outside. You can go ahead and sit back on your heels, shift the hips to one side, and bring the legs around. So last little thing I want to do here, just a little bit more for IT band. So bend your right knee, same clasp that you had if you took that variation with the twist. Now, instead of being on my knee, I'm just sitting on my bottom. And I can keep this leg bent perfectly fine. Most important is that my spine is lifted. So if you have to pick straight leg or straight spine, pick spine. Yeah? And if you can do both, lifted spine with a straight leg, that's fine. Right? But if you have to pick one, always spine. So from here, I'm just pushing my bottom down. This leg stays active, and then I can turn here. If I have the straight leg, same thing, I'm just there. And if you want a little bit more, you can try to cross that leg past midline. You might feel that a little bit more on the outside of that right leg. Belly button draws back and in. Strong connection with the hand and the foot, pushing and pulling. Make your way back around. The leg is bent or straight. Go ahead, bend it, and then extend it out. Second side, left knee's going to bend. Right arm will come across, and I lift up. Press the bottom down. Get tall through the spine. If you have to pick spine or straight leg, pick spine. If you want to do both or can do both, that's fine. And then your twist is to the left hand back. And then if you want a little bit more sensation the outside of that leg, maybe cross it past midline. And slowly unwind, face forward, gently bring that knee down. Shake it out. Bend both knees, soles of the feet together. Scoot forward if you need to. So when we go back, our little rest, we're basically done, is going to be in Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees wide. I like to do left hand at belly, right hand at heart. If after a few breaths or even a few minutes, you want to take regular traditional Shavasana, just extend the legs out and bring your hands by your sides with the palms facing up. And you can stay there as long as you like. Letting your body soften into your breath, soften into the moment. Surrender to whatever is. And until I see you next time, homies, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Aloha.